let's get into this classic WrestleMania.
All right.
So it's WrestleMania season, so we figured might as well watch an old Mania. Now, we're doing WrestleMania 23.
It was a random number that I picked, not remembering who was in this WrestleMania.
There's a lot of people on this pay-per-view that I do not feel like talking about. So we might do a couple of redacteds here.
Yeah.
Really quickly, maybe mention them. But yeah, there's a lot of people on here that are controversial.
To say the least.
I'll put it that way. So
Especially right now.
yeah, oh yeah, there's a lot of going on. And one almost destroyed the entire business. So we had 8 matches on this pay-per-view, which was a little different for Mania. Usually Mania packed it with matches, but we only had 8. The WrestleMania before, WrestleMania 22, had 11. So only had 8, which was I forgot. Like I thought this pay-per-view had way more than 8 matches.
Well, I'll tell you what, remembering this WrestleMania, I was very sad when I found out there was only 8 matches.
Yeah.
Because I am a fan of a lot of, not only just a lot of matches, but also, people getting their moments, a lot of people on the show.
Yeah. Well, we had multiple man matches, but yeah, other than that, a lot of, and I'm looking back and watching this and like a lot of shit matches.
All right, let's start off with the first one here, Ryan. Let's see what we're getting into.
We kicked it off with when they used to do this, the Money in the Bank ladder match. This was the one that had like 8 people in it. So this was insane. We had Mr. Kennedy, CM Punk, Randy Orton, Finley, Matt Hardy, King Booker, Jeff Hardy, and Edge. This was this one had 8 people. I think this was the biggest one they did. I don't think they ever had 8 again. I'm pretty sure they knocked it back down to like 6 after this. This was a little.
It's a little too much going on at one time.
Yeah. I mean, you put King Booker in a ladder match was just weird looking.
That was a bad idea.
This was the ladder match. If you remember when Jeff Hardy went to the top, even though no one was in the ring, could have very clearly grabbed the briefcase. Instead, decided to kill Edge. So he jumped
very
off the ladder.
Doggy Allen-esque.
Yeah, he jumped off the ladder, put his ass right through Edge's chest, and broke a ladder. You had Mr. Kennedy giving the rolling, what's that called? The Irish roll, whatever he did.
It was like he called it a rolling senton or some shit.
He did the rolling senton off the ladder to Hornswoggle, which was an insane spot. Like that.
Yeah.
I remember watching it when I watched it live, it was crazy. And then I watched it back, and I was like, holy fuck, like Hornswoggle took that shit, man. Like it was all of Mr. Kennedy's weight on him. That was insane.
Yeah, for a little person, that's a lot of weight.
Yeah. This was the second longest match of the night, by the way.
Yeah, and then that's even crazier. And then for Mr. Kennedy to do that move and then not break his neck.
Yeah, he about broke his neck doing the swanton off the ladder where he missed too. He went off the top rope and missed, and like hit his neck on the ladder. And I thought he probably gave himself a concussion. Yeah, this match was all over the place. It's a typical, Ruthless Aggression era Money in the Bank ladder match. Everybody getting their spots in. In the end, it was Mr. Kennedy winning the Money in the Bank ladder match, and we all remember how that played out.
Oh yeah, see, it's the thing about going back in time. You see all the missed opportunities.
I was so excited, dude. When he won, we were both like, finally, because I think we were both like huge Mr. Kennedy fans. Like, we were like, yeah, he's gonna get his moment, and then 3 months later, he's injured, gives the belt thing up to Edge, and then he comes back with, and Edge still had the briefcase.
Yeah,
and it was like, okay, he could have just killed. He could have just. I don't understand why it mattered. He got injured, but why did it matter? Did they think he was going to be out like 2 years or something?
I don't know. And then I guess it's like an image thing where they wanted the Money in the Bank on TV all the time.
This was only the third one, so they kind of was still new. Yeah. So, yeah, super missed opportunity there. This was going to lead to him taking over WWE essentially, right? Was that what that storyline was going to head to? Was this?
Yeah, him being.
Was this the illegitimate child stuff, or was this not that?
I think so. I think it was leading. I think that was after this, but yeah.
Yeah. He got two missing from Mr. Kennedy had two times where he could have been the face of WWE and freaking got injured both times or got
Yep.
suspended the second time. So,
Yeah.
oh, well, then we went to the stinker match. Jesus Christ. I forgot how bad this was. We had Kali versus Kane.
Oh, good God.
This match was awful. It went 5 minutes and 30 seconds, and that's about 4 minutes too long.
Dude, isn't that sad? We only have 8 matches on this show, and one of them goes 5 minutes.
4 matches went under 10 minutes, by the way.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this match, we had 3 matches doing basically all the heavy lifting here. There was a lot of filler shit back. This is when they were doing all their like performances and stuff. Man, yeah, this
Yeah.
was whew. But yeah, Kali beat Kane. That's all I can say. They bumbled around the ring for 5 minutes, and Kane picked him up once, and the rest of the time was just Kane like Kali were running into Kane and hitting him with clotheslines and chops, and then he won. Yay!
That is god awful.
And then we had the guy who shut out me main defended the United States title against MVP. It was basically him doing a million suplexes and then hitting MVP with the thing that led to him doing what he did, the headbutt. 9 minutes, 15 seconds.
It was a decently length match.
It was a good match.
Why MVP was the younger, or no, I don't know about younger, but because he kind of like DDP kind of started late. But
He was the new guy though.
yeah, he was the up and comer here, and
Yeah.
and then the other guy's already done everything. Like he'd already been world champion at this point,
Yeah.
and did he really need the U.S. title again? He already won it a number of times in WCW.
Yeah.
So this was a weird booking decision.
Yeah, this was super weird. I don't know why. I don't know. They were super high on him at the time. But yeah. Then this happened. Then everything happened that happened. So that was that. I hate it. It sucks too because like he was such a good wrestler, but I cannot watch his stuff anymore.
Oh yeah.
Like I just can't. So watching this, I didn't watch this match very much. I kind of like fast forwarded because I just couldn't.
Yeah.
And then we had Undertaker and Batista for the World Heavyweight Championship. This is probably one of Batista's best matches.
Yeah, which is surprising because Undertaker has good matches sometimes, but usually with bigger guys, his matches aren't that great.
Well, yeah, but Batista could move back then a little bit. So
A little bit.
this was the moment. This was the match where Batista ran across 2 tables and speared Undertaker through another one. The announce tables, which was cool. Bunch of spears. But I think Batista hit about 4 or 5 spears in this match, which was just ridiculous. But Undertaker, of course, won. The streak did not end here. This was after Undertaker won the Rumble and went on, and then faced Batista. So pretty good match. 15 minutes, 46 seconds.
How do you feel about Batista losing to Undertaker? Like back then, because this was another case where Batista hadn't been there that long.
I mean, he just won the title the year before, so
yeah.
But I was not the biggest Batista fan back then.
No, I wasn't either.
So
but...
for me, I didn't care. I liked Undertaker more. So for me, I was fine with it. As a kid, I was like, yeah. But looking back on it, Batista. I mean, if it's not, it's the Undertaker. So like, but Batista probably should have won.
Did they talk about the streak yet?
Yeah, because I think the streak started at 21, right?
Or
like he first did it like against Ric Flair, but they didn't really talk about it until Randy Orton and Undertaker.
Right.
So the streak was intact, and they were talking about it, but it wasn't what it was later.
Yeah.
And Batista, I mean, they were looking at him as the future of the business. It would have made sense for Batista to be the one to beat him.
Yeah, we're kind of lucky that didn't happen.
Yeah, could you imagine?
I feel like if Batista would have won that there, that would have been whoo.
Yeah, so I think they made the right choice. Then we had an 8-man tag, the ECW Originals versus the New Breed. They got a whopping.
The match was not horrible.
No, the thing that made no sense here is they had just a normal 8-man tag on this show that only went 7 minutes. The next Tuesday after this, they ended up having an Extreme Rules match, which went a lot longer.
Yeah, and that makes no sense because ECW. Why would this not be Extreme Rules?
Yeah, why did they not do this match under Extreme Rules? Because it was just you had Tommy Dreamer, Sabu, and Sandman trying to wrestle a normal match. Rob Van Dam did 90% of the work in this match.
Yeah.
But it has two people we talked about last week in our top 10 list. Elijah Burke and Marcus Corbin were in this match. Marcus Corbin being Monty Brown. What were you looking back? Did you like this new breed ECW originals feud?
Oh yeah, I like the feud. I didn't like Kevin Thorne, I think is his name. I liked him as a wrestler. I liked the gimmick. I didn't think that
Didn't fit.
it didn't fit with the rest of these guys.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, I like the feud. Like I said, I thought Elijah Burke was going to be the next big thing. So,
Yeah.
but it turned out they lost this match, didn't they?
Yeah, the ECW originals won.
That's
I
a
think
bull.
Rob Van Dam beat Stryker, I think.
Oh well, see, that's a throwaway fucking.
Yeah. But then they ended up having a fantastic Extreme Rules match on Tuesday, like the next on ECW. I was like, that match should have been on Mania. This was the lone ECW representation on the show.
Jeez.
And this is what they get. Because the ECW champion was in the next match.
Yeah.
Did not defend the title. So this was like the ECW match of the show. And it went 7 minutes and it had no extreme.
I can already tell that if we do more of these retro reviews, I'm just gonna all these feelings that I used to get where I was pissed off is just coming back.
Yeah, looking back, it really makes me mad, dude. Like when you're in the moment, you don't think about that kind of stuff, and then you look back and you're like, the one ECW match got 7 minutes. Like
Not only that, but you had the younger people lose, and it
the
wasn't
whole
extreme
show.
rule.
Like the whole show almost was other than like Kennedy. All right. Yeah, then we had how are we supposed to talk about this match, Nathan?
All right, so we had Bobby Lashley versus Umaga.
Yes, with Stone Cold as their special guest referee.
Why the fuck?
I don't remember how he got involved in this and why he was named the referee. I really don't remember who made that decision, but yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember how he got involved.
Umaga wasn't the Intercontinental Champion then, was he?
No, because I don't know who was Intercontinental Champion at this time, but I don't think they're even on the show.
No, this was they were probably in the Money in the Bank, and this was when
it was Jeff Hardy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. But this is when that trend started happening.
Yeah,
where the IC title, like, it didn't get defended at Mania for a long time.
Well, it wasn't on the two before this either, because I think both those times they were in the Money in the Bank.
Yeah, once that Money in the Bank started, that was the death of the IC title.
That was the Intercontinental Championship's life for a long time, was just being in multi-man ladder matches.
Yeah.
So yeah,
so bad.
Lashley and Umaga, this match, despite everybody outside the ring, had nothing in the whole hair versus hair storyline. The match itself was pretty good.
Yeah, it was decent.
You had two good athletes in there.
Lashley, it's crazy because you look at it and he's still wrestling.
Yeah.
And I know he took a long time off, and that probably helped him out to still be wrestling. But he looks just the same as he does now.
He is not aged at all.
And why did they not put the fucking rocket on this guy?
Dude, I don't understand it, man. He had everything. And he was look at the company he was in this match. The feuds he had, like he was pushed, like he was feuding with I'm just gonna call him the CEO. And he was feuding with him the whole time, like forever.
Yeah.
So I don't know, another missed opportunity. This went 13 minutes. And yeah, Lashley won. I'm not mentioning anybody else that was involved in this match. I refuse. If you know who was outside at ringside and whose hair was on the line. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we had Melina and Ashley wrestle in a lumberjill match for 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes. What that was the it took longer for all the women and then these two to get to the ring than the actual match happened.
God
This is
dang.
speed. This was a preview for WWE.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the women got back then. I'm so glad we're in another era because the one women's match went 3 minutes
God damn.
for the women's championship, I might add.
Yeah. That
Yeah, this was the
and
era.
the bad part was this was after people like Trish and Lita tried to build it up.
Yeah, this was
And
the
then we
era where this was
just
every.
fucking we just regressed.
Yeah, this was the era where every pay per view, especially Mania, had two women wrestle with a bunch of women on the outside. Like this was, they just did lumberjill matches every WrestleMania for like years straight because they wanted them all to be on the show. Or then they started doing battle royals and shit. Like, or they weren't even on Manias at sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing to talk about there. It was a 3 minute match. Melina beat Ashley. Then we,
Woo!
then we get to the main event, which was John Cena and Shawn Michaels. Clearly, John Cena, one of John Cena's best matches of all time.
No tag team titles on this paper.
You know what? I'm trying to look back. I don't even know who the hell the tag team champions were at this time. I could not tell you. There were two brands.
It could have been Miz and Morrison.
Was this when they were? Because I don't remember if this is when they were combined yet, or if they
It
still
could
had
have been
two
Miz and
sets.
Morrison. It could have been fucking yeah, I think this was still when there was two sets.
Because this
That's
still could
even
have been
worse.
Kendrick and I think this was
Well,
Kendrick and London.
well, that's even worse. You had two sets of tag team titles and neither one were on the show.
I'm pretty sure Kendrick and London were the SmackDown champions, and then maybe like Kate and Murdoch.
Oh my god. Like how like
Yeah, we had two sets of tag team champions, and neither one. They weren't even in the pre-show match. Oh,
Jesus
they
Christ.
weren't even on. They were in. They had they had a lumberjack match on the pre-show too, and like everybody else was in there. So
Jesus Christ.
yeah, that's awful. No tag. That's what tells you right here what Vince thought of. I said his name. What he thought of tag team wrestling and women's wrestling at the time.
Yeah.
One women's match, and it was just to get all the women in, and then not a single tag team title defended on their show. And it's Mania. Anyway, Cena and Michaels, a fantastic match. If you've never seen this match, you've got to
This
watch it.
wasn't the one that went an hour, right? That was on Raw.
That was on Raw. This went 28-20. This was one of John Cena's best matches until they went the hour on Raw, and then that match topped it. But Shawn Michaels pulled the absolute greatness out of John Cena in this match.
Was John Cena and Shawn Michaels one of the tag team champions at this time?
You know what? I think they were the tag team champions at this time.
At least on the Raw side.
I think you are right. I think this is when, for some reason, they fucking won the championships.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they didn't even, I remember, I think they were the champions, and they didn't even walk out with the belts at the time.
Wow.
And I think that I remembered like pissing us off so much.
Right.
Because they didn't even like acknowledge that they were tag team champions.
That's fucking.
I'm pretty sure because you just mentioned that because I know they won the titles with each other and when they were feuding, and I'm pretty sure that happened.
I'm pretty sure they did too.
Jesus Christ.
It just pisses you off, man.
Oh my God. That's awful, man. Yeah, so this WrestleMania, looking back.
I picked a doozy. This is probably one of the worst WrestleManias ever.
21's worse, but this was bad. I don't like 21. I'm not a fan of 21. But this was bad. This, you had like the Money in the Bank match and the main event were good. Great. And then Undertaker Batista was good. Everything else was just bleh. Like everything else was just there. It was a match and it happened. And I'll forget all about all these matches as soon as I stop talking about them. So like no real memorable moments on this, like other than Cena and Michaels, like Cena's entrance with the car. It's like the only thing I remember from this Mania. Like before I started watching it, I was like, what happened at 23? And I'm like, that's Cena and Michaels. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, this God, I'm so glad we're done with this era of WWE because holy crap.
Is
Looking
Triple H
back.
hurt again in this on at this
Yeah,
time?
this was when he tore his quad
Oh, okay.
against Rated RKO. I know that. It was supposed to be so the original main event was supposed to be a rematch. It was supposed to be John Cena versus Triple H again because they had wrestled
So
the year before.
was Randy Orton hurt too?
No, Randy Orton was in the ladder match.
Oh, he was in that ladder
Yeah,
match.
they both got stuck. Edge and Randy Orton got stuck in the damn ladder match.
Okay.
After feuding with DX for months, they both just got stuck in a ladder match.
Oh God.
But the main event was supposed to be a rematch of WrestleMania 22 with Triple H and Cena, and then Triple H hurt his quad, so they just inserted Shawn Michaels in. I don't know what Shawn Michaels was originally supposed to do in this Mania because I don't know if he got thrown into this match. I don't know what his original plan was.
Probably just gonna be RKO, R-rated RKO and DX again.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember because I don't know if that maybe threw off this whole card because Triple H got injured, and so they had to like get rid of shit. I don't know, but yeah, an 8 match card, which all matches were. I mean, there was a lot of filler because this was like a 3.5 hour pay per view, and you only had 8 matches, and
And most of them
most
were
of them were
short.
under 10 minutes. So
Man, I remember getting so mad at this Mania because I remember it was like there was not enough wrestling, and it was just like
there was
and then
performances and a bunch of backstage shit, which was just dumb.
yeah, I remember going home pissed at this
Yeah, this one was bad. Yeah, this you picked a real good one, Nathan.
one. Well, if we're gonna do retro reviews, you got to get one of the worst ones
We
out of the
got to
way.
do the stuff no one talks about, right? Like we got to do the ones that are kind of people never do. I don't, people don't talk about WrestleMania 23 at all for good reason. But
Somebody's got to do it, damn it.
yeah, I'm just sad that it had multiple people that were now very problematic. But so that was WrestleMania 23. I don't know what else to say other than not great for WrestleMania standards.
Got to be in the bottom five of
Oh, if
WrestleManias.
I was ranking it, yeah, it'd be really low. Just because maybe for like another pay per view, this would have been fine. But for a Mania, this felt so underwhelming.
I feel like it was rushed, like they booked it rushed and didn't know what they wanted to do.
And
I
this
feel
was
like because the chairman was involved in a storyline on TV that was all he was focused on and he wasn't paying attention to anything else,
this
and
was the
that's why everything was so booked the way it was.
this was the first ECW Mania too.
Well, he clearly didn't care about ECW
He was on the
early
show
on.
every week though. He became the damn ECW champ.
I know, but I think it was pretty clear pretty
Yeah,
soon that he was giving up on it, and they weren't ever going to have more than one match,
they could have had two. I mean, they could have had an ECW championship match if they wouldn't have thrown Bobby Lashley into the other thing.
or just had Umaga go for that, you know.
We didn't need all this extra shit.
Yeah, but anyway, that's it for retro reviews this week. We will do another one of these in a couple weeks, and we'll pick something
Maybe
probably
that's
not
more.
probably not Mania related this time. We'll go somewhere else, different
I
pay per
think we
view.
should do like a WCW.
All right, let's do a WCW next time. I like that idea.
So if you have a
Well,
WCW pay per view or show or something that you would like us to do and talk about, let us know. We want to do WCW. I've been on a WCW kick lately, and so we did Disco Inferno last week. Let's just keep the WCW train rolling. Maybe we can watch one of Disco's matches
yeah.
because I'm sure he's gonna be on that show at some point. All right. Well, that was an interesting thing to end on.
All right.
So
Let's we'll end on that, and then we'll see what we come up with next week. We might have I'm thinking next week one of our segments are wrestling's Genettis. Where are they now?
ooh. So if you don't know what a Genetti is, it's the other guy in a tag team.
Yeah, the one when a tag team breaks up, the one that's least successful.
So some tag teams have 2 Jim Eddies.
That is very true.
So yeah, that'll be a good one. And then we'll also obviously be talking WrestleMania 40 next week on the show. So
all right,
it'll be an interesting one. As always, if you're watching this on YouTube or on Spotify or wherever you're hearing this, please subscribe, hit the like button, share this around, let your other wrestling fans know that we're here and we're going to give you great quality content. And as always, on YouTube, every single weekday, there will be a brand new video for you to watch. So you don't have to consume the whole podcast in one sitting if that's not your style. If it is, the whole full-length podcast is available on Spotify. So there you go. As always, thank you for joining us. I am Ryan. He is Nathan. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Nathan, let's end this on a high note here.
Yeah. Oh, was that it? Was that? So I was supposed to do something?
I wanted you to like hit him with something.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
All right. Well, there you go. See you next time. I hope you all enjoyed this WrestleMania 23 review. Next week's schedule on YouTube is going to be a little bit different. More information will be coming later with WrestleMania 40. We're going to switch it up and do things in a different order. More information on that later. Remember, like, subscribe, share it around, leave us a comment, be a smart mark, and we will see you next week for WrestleMania.